Well, hello everyone, and this is Huey with another quick Space Engineers video. And today I'm showcasing one of our own designs made by myself and Corporal 50 Cal, which is the Marvin Mobile Base. And yes, we are rather proud of this creation of ours. And as you can see, she's quite a large vehicle. Very large roomy bridge, which I'll show you in a moment. And it is a 10-wheeler. And it comes with 8 wind turbines, 8 Gatling turrets, 2 missile turrets, 2 refineries, and 2 assemblers. Now the refineries have 2 power modules, 1 yield module and 1 speed module each, and the assemblers have 2 power modules and 2 speed modules. Of course, power being very important when you're using safe zones, so you got to have that power management going. And as we walk around, we've got a couple of landing pads with various connectors, so you can land some small ships and even attach some larger ships to it if you wish. And we've got one at the top for that as well. And the same here on the other side. And of course we've got faction signs all around, which of course you can tailor for your own faction. And 2 nacelles, each with forward and reverse atmospheric thrust, really help with the takeoff and braking. Over here we've got a greenhouse, which of course requires the Daily Needs True Survival mod, but it has everything, which I'll show you a bit more of in a moment. Now, do have the world set to Armageddon mode, just to show off the safe zone. Hopefully we'll get a couple striking the safe zone shield. So this is a very good way if you want to get the achievement for 5 hours of surviving Armageddon. This is your best way to do it. Sit here with the safe zone on. Anyway, but if, let's say you want to get moving again. Alright, so we'll make preparations for that. But first, on the way through, we'll give you a guided tour. So here is our back hangar, which is set up mainly specifically for vehicles, but of course you can stick small flying vehicles in here if you wish. But when you set up your safe zone, make sure that you add all your grids to it, because these subgrids count as something separate. So when you turn on your safe zone, it will be trying to fling these out. So make sure when you set up, if you decide you want to have a muck around with this, when you turn your safe zone on, immediately add all your contained grids. Otherwise it'll try and fling them out and you can get all sorts of clang issues with it. So yeah, make sure you do that. Anyway, let's turn on the HUD so I can see what's going on. Let's close our tailgate. There we go. And we can close our back dock doors. Now this is all automated setup on a timer block setup. I didn't want to go with a script because the scripts can cause issues of their own, or too many scripts rather. So we'll let this fill up. And let's head on through. So first, let's show you the... Actually, I'm going to leave that open because there's something I want to demonstrate. First, we'll show you the med bay. So of course, I had to rework this, which is why I deleted the initial blueprint upload onto the workshop. So apologies for that, anyone who did subscribe to the original one. I thought it'd be a bit better and a bit roomier if we moved it to here, so we don't have to use a ladder and catwalks. Too many catwalks just looks ugly. So I think this is a lot better setup. Of course, we've got our eye chart, we've got a little first aid sign, and of course, what hospital would be complete without a vending machine? So before we head through this door, we're going to head up here and have a look at the greenhouse. So we head up the stairs here, and as you can see our med bay and our galley. Oh, and of course there are 6 hydrogen thrusters for refueling. And hydrogen tanks, I'm sorry. Of course this is our greenhouse, the various planter boxes, our crop growers, and our hydroponics. And of course our vents are down there with the there's 4 small cargo containers here. It also comes with 2 large cargo containers, so plenty of room for all your storage needs. And yeah, you get some nice views from up here. You can look around, you can hop up here, have a look around, even though the safe zone kind of blocks it a little bit. But anyway, let's head back down. Now, of course, you can, if you wish, you can add some lighting in here, but I just didn't bother with it. Because it's sort of like, well, you know where you're going up this section. Anyway, so let's head through into the galley area. And of course, we've got, you know, a nice coffee available, a water recycler, and the food resequencer. Just be careful with the water recycler. I've turned the conveyor system off because it likes to steal all your ice. And I don't really need that. So I can, you know, I'm happy to manually put stuff in here. But of course the food resequencer is a must, of course, if you're, you know, wanting food and drink. Put some lockers here to sort of try and pass as a kind of fridge, I guess. And then we've got you know, a nice planter box up there and all of our amenities and a nice place to sit for all our guests. Now the reason I say guests, you'll see in a moment. So let's close that. We're into our, this is our store block area. So if you wanted to have a mobile trader, of course you could do that and have this area open to the public with all the rest restricted. So yeah, we've got our ATM, we've got our store block and our contracts block. So come through this way, and what I've done with these passageways, oh actually speaking of passageways, yeah, what I've done with the passageways is I've stuck corner lights above them and turn the intensity and radius up so that it lights it up rather nicely, so you can see as you go through. And same with this is the passenger entry. So if we come through here, and it's all lit up the same way, and there's your exit. So that's the quick way out. So let's head on through to the crew quarters. And oh, actually before we do that, I'll show you the little service tunnels. We've got access to the refinery, the oxygen generators, of which there are 4, and the assembler. And it's identical on the other side. So coming through here, this is all dark. Why is it dark? Because there's a safe zone block right above here, as well as a projector. So it comes with a projector for all your building and repair needs, and they're all set up on the bridge, ready for you to use. So I'll show you that in a moment. But here's one of the crew quarters. We've got some nice pictures set up by 50. There's some interesting lighting going on here, and of course the vent is nice and hidden behind that vented window there. It comes with two cryopods in each room, a bathroom, 2 beds, your own cooking amenities, an armory, a locker / fridge, whatever you want to make it, a planter box, and this is my makeshift TV with Space Force. Let's watch some Space Force, shall we? So anyway, so we come through and have a look at the next room. It's pretty much identical other than different pictures, you know, to sort of personalize your each crew quarters. Got some different pictures here, and of course for all my Australian friends, you may recognize the 3 sisters from the Blue Mountains in New South Wales. And yeah, but I thought, no, we got to put like a nature type picture up. And we've got some nice blue lighting effect, and we've got some planter boxes behind the beds there, so when you're asleep you can be like, oh, some nice pretty plants. Anyway, it's kind of cool. He's got this aurora type picture up there. But yeah, you can watch a TV show if you like. And yeah, so we've got our, you know, little table, everything you need. You know, fully self-contained little apartment. And we come through here, and here's our big massive bridge. So we've got our 3, you know, our commander and lieutenant's chair, I guess, and the captain's chair. You can tell because it's red and has a very important looking desk in front of it. And then you've got your button panel with all your rear door controls there. Some nice wooden benches, and of course if some passengers want to come along and sit up in the front, then they can. They can you know, and watch the ground as it goes past. And we've got some instructions on what does what on your toolbar, and how to convert from a station to a ship, or a ship to a station safely. And we've got some a GPS locations of interest screen. Of course, it's going to be different for your own little world, but yeah, this is what, you know, we found to be most handy. You know, all the trade stations we found, and of course some of the other stations that we've built. Alright, so let's say we want to get moving. So we've got our tailgate up, but we want to make sure that it's locked. So hit Control 2 and turn the lock on. Then the next thing you want to do is go into your info and convert to ship. That'll instantly turn off your safe zone, so it becomes a ship. First thing you do is lower your wheels. And then unlock your landing gear, raise your pistons. It will make a bit of a clangy sound, but that's fine. Then we can turn on our thrusters so we can get going a little bit quicker. And it is a bit of a pain because it's night time. But let's say we want to move and we want to go up to that hill over there where there's ice. So let's head over there and see how we go. Oh, what's it stuck on? Is it stuck? Oh no! My park brake was on. So let's get going. So you can control your speed nicely with these thrusters, or you can turn them off. Your first toolbar button is your front thrust, or your reverse thrusters, and number 2 is your forward thrust. So we've got some meteors coming, so hopefully we can get away from those in time. So let's head up the hill. So how does it go going up hills? Well, it goes pretty well, I gotta say. Quite rather proud of it. So we made it away from the meteors, so we're nice and safe, and now we have to head up this hill. So let's turn off our reverse thrusters so we can just coast along. Let's go into first person for a bit and see what we can see. Alright, so it is a little dark. So sometimes when you're at night time, you'll notice you go into third person, it all goes a bit brighter. It's a little bit of a disappointment, but that's okay. This is man just showcasing its capabilities. So you can see we're going quite quickly at the moment. 43 meters a second, which is rather fast. So just seeing how it handles it. Seems to handle it fine. I wouldn't push it past that though, for obvious reasons. You don't want to launch yourself in the air too much. So we want to get to the top of this hill. So let's Let's see how we go. I've got the friction set to default. You really want to keep it on that, otherwise if you try and turn it up too much, your thrusters will try and continually launch you forward. It should not be good for your wheels, especially if you're trying to turn. So we'll slow down a little bit because we've got a bit of a dip here. So it's going alright. Slow it down a little bit. Ugh. Yeah, especially when you get big bouncy jumps going like that, you just want to slow it down a little bit. When you're in nice flat areas, you can go as fast as you want. So of course, on the front there, you can see it's got, we're picking up all these ores, so of course it has an ore detector, which is very, very handy when you want to, you know, detect ores. Alright, so I think we'll turn on the reverse thrust, because it is getting a bit bouncy, and the good thing about having the reverse thrust on is it will slow you down if you end up in mid-air, you know, getting launched. It will slow you down while you're in mid-air, so that is a rather handy thing to have. So we're nearly there. Cannot see a thing in first person. Alright, so how does it go from, yeah, from rather slowly, it gets quite a good speed going. And it barely uses any power doing so. Where it mainly uses power, of course, is with the safe zone. That's not a rock, no. So we've got a bit of a dip going here, so we want to be careful. Of course you can use gyro to sort of tilt yourself forward a bit if you need to. Go up that little hill there, and we're good. Trying to get close to that, as close to that ice as we can. As you can see, it's maintaining its speed rather well going up this steep hill. While we go over this bump, which will slow down a lot, but probably a good thing. Alright, we're nearly there. some speed up. So I'm going to try and get right to the top of the hill. Or the mountain, whatever it is. As you can see, yeah, it doesn't really use a lot of power while it's mobile. Oh, I didn't set those LCD screens, but that's okay. You can set them for whatever you like. Probably adds a bit of character, actually. Some carbon there. Just one of the daily needs things that you need. Up we go, up the hill. Looks like a nice flat area right over there where we can set up. So I do have this thing set to ×5 inventory at the moment. And it's fairly full of ores and what have you, so we want to find a nice level area. Looks like a good spot over there, maybe? Maybe not. But we made it up here, so that's got to count for something. The reason you want to find as flat an area as possible is it will make it easier to set up once you've finished moving. To set up as a station. In fact, right on top of that there might be best. We've got a bit of rough terrain here, but we should be okay. Just making our way up. So the trick is finding that as flat an area as possible. Pretty darn close. Starting to get that wheel jerk thing going on. That can happen from time to time, particularly when your refineries are on. So what we can do This is why I don't like refining more than I absolutely need to, but certain people I play with like to go ape shit with mining. That's still not great. Dear oh dear. It may have to do with the ice. So if you notice it does that, I've noticed it's not limited to this vehicle. I've seen it on several others. So yeah, finding this flat ground is the real trick. Sometimes it's damn near impossible. So you use your artificial horizon. Sometimes finding a little mound is the best way to do it, so I'm going to head for that one. Okay, it's getting pretty good. It's about as good as we're gonna get. Okay, so that'll do us. Let's park it up. Now, here's the tricky part, and this is setting up as a station. You want to be completely stationary. And so, to do that, first thing we need to do is lower our pistons. So let's lower those now. See what kind of effect this has. It's not too bad. Alright, so now that that's lifted us, let's actually make sure all the pistons are connected, and we'll raise our wheels up. Oops. There we go. Now we can lock. So now we're locked down. And we should be able to convert the station. And this is where it can get tricky. And this is why you want to be on as level ground as possible. As you can see, we've got that little flickering thing. There are some workarounds if this doesn't work, but you can go into info and it works straight away. So there you go. That's why you need to be on as flat as ground as possible. If you're not, you're going to have a lot of problems converting to station. But there is a way around that. If you find that, okay, it's not converting, I can't find completely flat ground, what am I going to do? First thing you can do is, after you've locked it down, if you're playing on single player, you can reload the game. Okay, you do a save, reload the game, and it should be, when you come back in, it should be motionless. The other thing you can do is, well, let's head outside and I'll show you. But for the most part, it should work if you're on as level ground as possible. Alright, oh, before we do that, actually, because we can now set up our safe zone, so I want to do that now. And unfortunately, you can't do it on your toolbar, so you have to do it this way. So then, you want to enable safe zone, then you want to make sure you configure your filter. If you haven't done this, yeah, make sure you do this, and you want to add contained. So you just click that and it'll add all the grids, all the subgrids, which includes all your piston head, your landing gears, the tailgate, the rotor head, so on and so forth. So yeah, you want to make sure you do that. So while that's before it initializes, otherwise it'll start trying to throw out things and you can have Clang ruin your day. So you don't want that. Let's turn on our lights. Oops. Let's head outside. And I'm going to head through the dock because there's something I wanted to show you with that. So you'll remember I left all the doors open, right? Okay. So let's say you have a forgetful person you play with and they go, oh, I'm just going to open the door. So we're going to start open cycle. It'll close all your doors for you. Then it'll vent the room. So you never have to worry about those forgetful players again with the Marvin mobile base. And then we can unlock our rotor and then we can open it. So that gives us a tailgate to be able to drive up and down on. Now, oh, this could be either well timed or poorly timed. Now, if you see this clanging out on the ground, sometimes you will. Okay, you see a little bit of a spark there, just to be safe. Oh, don't have to worry. We're just in time. Just to be safe, you can hit the tailgate, lock, unlock, and it'll lock it into place while it's there. Alright, so we've set up our new base, our new area, and let's say, we can do some ice mining and so on and so forth. Now, one thing to be careful of is with your handbrake. When you hit P, it tends to automatically disconnect any ships attached. So, yeah, want to make sure you don't hit P with ships attached. Unfortunately, I have no way, there is no setting for wheels on the toolbar with the park brake. So, yeah, that's kind of out of my hands. I would encourage people to complain to Keen about that one. But, yeah, that is the Marvin mobile base. And I hope you like it, and I hope you can have some fun with it, and many adventures. And I'd like to see some of those adventures if you want to, take Marvin out for a spin and see what you can do on, well, Mars, maybe the alien planet even, or even on the Earth-like planet, maybe even the moon. But yeah, so I think I'll leave it there. But yeah, this is Huey signing off, and I thank you for watching my little showcase video. Hope you enjoyed it. But until next time, take it easy everyone, and whoops. No, it's not going to do it. My emotes aren't working again. Anyway, bye for now.